Hey there, I'm Emily, host of the 3315 Hear the Blessed, the show where we talk about being a young Christian in crazy times. Hey there, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another episode of the 3315 Here to Bless. As I'm sure you've guessed from the title of today's episode, we'll be talking about video games. And what exactly does this have to do with being a Christian, you may be wondering? Well, considering how big video games have become and are integrated into our world, I'd say a lot. They can leave big and small impacts on people, bring them together, or even make them fight and become well known all across the world, especially the ones that become big enough to get movies, TV shows, or just popular enough to get sequels, prequels, or in some cases even fan games. For better or worse. As Christians, video games are something else we need to be careful of because of their reach and influence. Not that I'm saying we can't or shouldn't play them at all. It is just something to be approached with a degree of caution, and we should be careful with how often and what we play. Which gets us into the first of the cons, or just things to be cautious of while playing. They can be time-consuming and, in some cases, addictive, which for some games, like certain games on the phone, like Candy Crush, they are designed to be addictive, so you keep playing and playing and playing, and even possibly pay more, as some games do require in-app purchases and can trick you into doing that. And something else people need to be careful about is how pricey some games can be. A lot of companies this day will charge a lot for games or even just the consoles. I'm sure you've all heard about all the complaints about that new Nintendo Switch that's coming out. And heck, even free ones can cost you because of in-game purchases. If you've ever heard the term pay to win, that just means a free game where you basically pay a lot of money just for better cosmetics, better weapons, better this, better that, so you can actually win the game. So, pay to win. Another thing you need to look out for with video games is the content in them. I'm sure we've all heard about, video games can make people violent, and that can be true to a degree. Video games can certainly influence people, and violent ones do have the potential to desensitize people to violence and expose them to crude language, mature themes, and more. We just have to be careful with that. As Matthew 6 verses 22 through 23 says, "Your eye is like a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light. But when your eye is unhealthy, your whole body is filled with darkness. And the light you think you have is actually darkness. How deep that darkness is." On the flip side, that also means players can be exposed to good things. After all, educational games exist, but there are also games meant to encourage teamwork, puzzle solving, and platformers meant to just challenge you and really get you to think. And some games are just sport games like FIFA or NBA basketball games, farming games, and there's indie games about silly stuff like playing a goose that just messes around with people. And some are story-driven and can be simply clean, fun games. Video games can also bring people together and create fun memories. The way I got into video games was thanks to an older cousin of mine who actually let me play with him when I was younger and hung out with me a lot. Sure, I thought all those games were awesome and some I still play to this day, but what I remember the most is having fun with my cousin. So, how do you tell the good from the bad, or just how to judge games content in general? Well, one of the easiest ways is to look at the maturity rating, going from E, which is for everyone from young children about 10 years old to adults, up to more mature ratings such as T for teen or M for, mature. Higher and lower ratings do exist, but they are rare, and simply reading the descriptions of the games, watching trailers, and looking at any photos provided can help, alongside just watching playthroughs of the game. Another way is to read and look at reviews of the games, though be careful where you look because some sites are not the most reliable, such as IGN. Instead, try watching the reviews of people who have actually played the games and actually understand what the games are about, even if they don't exactly like them or not. So, to recap, like most things in the world, there's good and bad when it comes to video games. The key is to just be careful in what you play, and don't let it suck you into playing them for too long, and of course, don't end up wasting money on them either. You can always wait for sales on stores like Steam. Nothing wrong with enjoying them and having fun, but when they start to take up your time, money, and expose you to bad things, then something needs to change. Now, before we go, let me leave you with this verse from 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 through 17. "Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world." Thank you all for listening. God bless you.